pretty much annihilated that one. But they got some meat in there. Well, you guys, these are the Mockernuts, and they're actually ripe. So I was able to get some little fleshy parts off of these nuts here to show you guys that these are real nuts that you can eat. There's a lot of them falling right now, and so I may go collect them. They have a very buttery flavor is the best way I could describe it. There's a chunk there. They have a buttery flavor, and it's very delicious actually. Let's see if I can get this piece out. So there's just a little morsel. They call this a mockernut because ain't much there. But what I did taste is delicious. It takes a little bit of patience to get through the shell. It's delicious. And this is what all these squirrels are eating. Now I want to show you the inside of the blind because we haven't looked at the inside of the blind yet. Show that to you. It's been real dry here. I don't think it's rained in weeks. So I got a little bit of water. Well, let's go into the blind. Now I'm being so bold here because I'm not worried about the deer getting spooked right now because I'd rather have them coming out during the day anyway. So let's walk in this blind and I'll show you the blind project that I set up. I was actually just out here about 20 minutes ago anyway, and I did not see a single deer. I didn't hear a noise, nothing. They're so smart. So I got a little swivel chair in here. I've got, let's go inside. I think we're only going to be able to see if we go inside. Whoa. Okay, let's. All right, here's the inside of the blind. And from in here, they cannot see you at all. Now, here's the crossbow. And it's cocked and ready to go. And there's different trains of thought about, are you supposed to leave it cocked or are you not? I just leave mine in here. All my friends that hunt with crossbows, they just leave it cocked until they fire it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I also built this thing. This is a little stand. I drilled a hole in there, and then I put a washer on there and made this nice stand because really you'd be shocked, but you really do need something stable to set this crossbow on. Otherwise you're gonna end up with issues getting a good aim. So I did that one there, and then this little one for this little side portal. If I ever get a shot out the side portal, usually they'll come right in to the feeder here, and I rarely get a shot of the side portal. I have yet actually to get a shot from the side portal, so, but it's there just in case, and I can rest my crossbow right on that little stick there, and it's in the ground, so it's pretty sturdy. That's all you need is something to stabilize the crossbow there. This little back window is just to look out here to see if there's any incoming deer, because I think their trails come from there. They come through this grassy area, and then they exit or enter through down there, and they come in from the canopy. Apparently they like grassy fields. Apparently, obviously they like the corn and the feeder. And as you can see there, I've got my slinkies. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. I got slinkies on the post there, and what that does is prevents the squirrels from running up the sides and trying to chew through the feeder because it's made out of plastic. And sometimes they'll do that, especially if the feeder isn't kicking it out enough corn. They will definitely chew through a plastic feeder, and they can do it pretty quickly. If they can chew through nuts, they can chew through plastic, right? And so this is the blind setup. Oh, here, let's fix this so you guys can see this. So there it is right there. And so I just set the crossbow right on top of there, like so. See how quick and easy that was? Nice and quiet. I can look through the scope and get a good shot. Let's see if So this is the setup, and of course I always have my safety on till I'm ready to fire. I figured out how to push the safety to the fire position without making it click. You just have to do it very slowly, and it will not click, because that was a problem before. I'd push the safety forward and it'd go click and the deer would run off. He'd be like, what's that? That doesn't sound natural. So here's the blind. I've not been able to establish any patterns yet with the deer. They just kind of come and go when they please, and it's almost always at night. So therefore I have not been sitting in the blind in the morning, because there's just no pattern yet. Once they start coming in at least every other day in the morning after sunup, then I'll start sitting in the blind, because then I'll know I'll have a shot, so that's what's going on. I forgot to show you my swivel chair, and I've got this pillow. This makes it easier on the bum, and I can swivel around and everything. So cool little setup. It's a little bit dusty in there, but that's okay. That's hunting, right? Close this about 3/4 of the way, so in the morning I can just slide in there. This is where I got those nuts. They're falling off of this tree. So apparently this tree is a really good tree, and it's got some pretty good fruit here. So maybe I'll pick up a couple more of these. There it is right here. That's it. Boy. Grab a handful of these and bring them inside. Break these open. So I figured out an easier way to differentiate the mockernut hickory trees between the other trees. Of course, you can see the nuts on the ground. I collected a bunch of them. But as the sun's starting to set here, you can actually see the golden leaves of these hickory trees, and they seem to be the first ones to turn in color. There's one there, and then there's one you can see just behind this green tree here, which I think is a white oak, is turning colors. And then of course this is the best specimen here, is this tree there, and that is of course another mockernut hickory. Now underneath these trees it is loaded with nuts all over the ground, and again I want to figure out a way to harvest these, just because they're so delicious. It's just there's not a lot on them, so that's the tough part. But as you can see, there's 1, 2, and then 3 of these trees, and they're all starting to turn colors first before the other oaks around them. So that's a really easy way to identify these trees. There's actually one over here too, and it's starting to change too, but you can't see it because the sun's starting to go down. You can't really see it in the sunlight here. This one might even be a pecan tree. It looks a little bit different. The leaf structures are different, and the nuts seem to be like a little bit longer. Let me see if I can show you here. Alright. So all of these are from that tree. That big one back there. That's kind of crooked. You can see the crooked, it goes like this way. That's from that tree, and they dropped kind of on the lawn. It's like back there behind those 2 trees there, and nuts have fallen on the lawn, and they're kind of these elongated nuts. The Mockernuts are like these ones. They're a little bit stubbier, I guess. See if I got any more in my pocket here. I'm like a squirrel today. Yeah, these are all, you can totally see the difference here. These are all rounder, whereas these are long and narrow. See the difference there? So I don't know what the difference is, but the nuts are definitely different. Now, this is the only tree back here that's making the long, narrow nuts. The other 3 over there are making the rounder nuts. So, back to the drawing board. Gotta go research. Look at all these I collected in just a little bit of time here. Just beautiful. You can hear the guns popping off. It's not rifle season yet, but These guys are already practicing. Look at that nut footage. I want to figure out a way to get the meat out of these nuts because it's actually very tasty. It's got a different taste to it. So I'm going to research online and figure out how to crack these nuts open and get the most meat out of them, because I've already found some recipes to make nut milk. So you basically crush everything together and you put it in a pan and with water, and you can make like a milk out of it. I bet you that would be very nutritious. All right, well, I read if you put these nuts in the freezer for 24 hours, that they will kill all the worms, because sometimes there's worms in there, and that's not good. So here's the haul. About 10 pounds of Mockernuts. Oh. I'll let these dry on the counter. And I have a nutcracker on the way. And we will see if we can find a way to crack these and eat them. I'll put that on the next video. This is what 10 pounds of nuts looks like. I didn't weigh them. I'm obviously guessing that that's about 10 pounds. Oh, lone survivor. They look all like walnuts, don't they? A little bit smaller. Good haul. Wow. Good stuff, you guys.